John Beltran, Dave Uhrig back from Savage Stadium in Lamar. The Beat Diggers are threatening now, trailing 6-0 is the score after the opening quarter. An 8-yard pass from Jake Walker to Angelo Valdez. The team's still not out on the field for the beginning of quarter number 2. And with so many other playoff games taking place today in the state of Colorado, let's take it back to the studio. Kevin Schaefer with this game update.
All right, thanks, John. Just before 2 o'clock here on KSIR. In Class 2A, Eaton leads Denver 14-0. That game in the second quarter. Burlington continues to lead Cedar Edge 12-8. That game also in the second quarter. 1 8-man score. Stratton pulling away from Fowler 34-12. And in 6-man, Crow Valley surprising Idalia early. It's 12-6. Back out to you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Here the Beat Diggers have the football at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10, after an 18-yard scamper with some ballerina-like moves by Joe Ginther, the senior quarterback. In motion to the right now is Samples. Backs are split. The pitch left to Briggs. Gets a block by Deal to the outside of the 30, down the sideline 25, and he stumbles down at the 20. But another big gainer, 14 yards by Shiloh Briggs, and a Beat Digger first down.
You bet. And, on that play right there, you have to give a lot of credit to the tight end and also Drew Tedford and also the blocking of Neil Samples, because they just sealed it up on the inside. That allowed Shiloh to race to the sideline. And like we said before, if he can get to the sideline before anybody else, he's going to run away from people.
There's no doubt about it. He's a better athlete than most of the Lamar defensive players, as evidenced just by that run. In the backfield, Briggs and Hepner. In motion to the left, Gutierrez. 1st and 10 for the 20. Inside handoff, Hepner. Big hole up the middle of the 15. Piggybacking Angelo Valdez as he gets to the 10. It's a gain of 10. He might be just a hair short of a first down. But again, Beat Digger football at its best, Dave.
You bet. And did you notice right there, they faked it to Shiloh on the outside, and Lamar is just on their heels. It's something Brush has been doing all year with the speed that Brush has. They got to worry about the outside. Brush makes the fake out there, then they just hand off the trap up the middle.
And you've got to love this situation here. 2nd and less than a yard to go from the 10. They can obviously take a gamble here and do something unconventional. In motion to the left is Gutierrez. Ginther is going to hand it off to Hepner inside, across the right side. First down all the way to the 5-yard line. The tackle made by Alexi Kelly, but Nate Hepner just putting his head down and showing who's boss.
I'll tell you what, Nate Hepner just runs really hard, but, we're talking about Nate Hepner. We got to talk about that Brush offensive line, because they are dominating things there. Ginther, Hinojos, Matt Manier, Josh Deal, and David Cummings, they're just controlling the line of scrimmage.
Hey, these guys are seniors, Dave. They don't want to be playing their last game today.
You're right, and these guys have been working hard all summer long for this season.
1st and goal from the 5 with a back split in motion to the left. Once again, it's Gutierrez. Handoff. Hepner right side, driving towards the goal line. Touchdown for Nate Hepner from 5 yards out. The Diggers have tied the game at 6 with 10:34 to go in the opening half. And
I'll tell you what, here we are again. Another playoff situation, another situation just like last week, where it's real important to make that PAT or make the conversion. And Lamar missed theirs. This is a great opportunity for Brush to go up and make Lamar regret that for the rest of the game.
Let's see what happens here. Shiloh Briggs to attempt the extra point. By the way, that was a very effective 10-play drive for the Beat Diggers off the hold of Joe Ginther. There's the snap. It's down. Briggs will kick it, and it is going to be right in between the uprights. 10:34 to go. Second quarter. Brush 7, Lamar 6 on KSIR. 10 plays, 65 yards in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Nate Hepner from 5 yards out. Shiloh Briggs with the extra point. It's 7-6, and now his kickoff towards the right sideline. Bounces at the 19. It's a live football, and now goes out of bounds, and that's too bad. Lucero let it go at the 17-yard line, and Dave, that ball maybe got out of bounds by a few inches, and instead of the ball perhaps being at the 17, 18-yard line, because Lucero was about to pick it up and about to be tackled, now they're at the 35.
Yep, and the ball landed, it dropped, it died there. This field's just in terrible shape. It's the winter. The winter conditions are really showing, but you saw that ball, it kind of rocked one time after it settled. That final rock just took it out of bounds probably by inches.
Well, apparently the Beat Diggers are going to re-kick this thing at their own 30-yard line, so that just amounts to a penalty here, 35-yard line, I should say, illegal procedure against the Beat Diggers, and I guess it's the same signal when the ball goes out of bounds, so Briggs will re-kick it.
I'll tell you what, if I was Lamar, I'd make Brush re-kick it, because our special teams this year on punt return, our punting and kick offs, hasn't been the best. A lot of teams have been able to make up some pretty big yards.
Yeah, and Shiloh doesn't have a monstrous foot. He's not going to kick it towards the 10-yard line. there. He booms that football towards the right sideline, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And I don't think does Lamar have another option to have them re-kick it, or do they have to take it now at the 40?
Well, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen this situation, but Lamar's setting up like they're going to make him kick it again. And as long as Brush keeps kicking it out of bounds, I think Lamar's going to make him keep kicking it, because we're getting closer and closer to our own end zone here.
Well, the bad thing about this is that you're going to be putting pressure on the Brush defense, because Lamar will be playing with a short field. And I guess if you're Briggs right now, just try to kick the football in the middle of the field, maybe even squib it, because let's face it, Dave, if you're going to get a hop here and a tricky hop towards the 25, 30-yard line, it's going to happen, I think, more on a low-line drive or a squib kick as opposed to these higher kicks with more trajectory. But let's find out what happens. Briggs again, third opportunity. This one is a onside kick and fielded at the 43, and I don't think he intended it to be an onside kick. It was kind of a squib. He hit the top of the football, but corralled over there by Roman Chavez, and now it's 1st and 10 for Lamar at the Beat Digger 43.
Oh man, that is tough. I'll tell you what, just Lamar not taking the ball in the 35 was a heads-up call by them. They obviously scouted Brush pretty well with Brush's kickoff, but then to come off with missing the ball right there on that kickoff, this is huge. And you just said it, the Brush defense's back's against the wall, and there's some pressure on him here.
Naked backfield to start this drive. Two receivers to the left and right. Walker, the quarterback, has Lucero go in motion to the left on 1st and 10. Back to pass. Walker retreating at his 50, heaving it down the left sideline. Man wide open, and Valdez has it at the 10. 5, touchdown for Angelo Valdez. A pass play of 43 yards, and just like that, Lamar is back in the lead. It is 12-7.
I'll tell you what, Bobby O'Kelly had coverage over there on that corner, and he just wasn't anywhere close. He's sucking up and biting on that post pattern that goes over the middle, and they're just running Valdez right around the outside and going deep. And O'Kelly, I hate to mention anybody's name on the radio, but he wasn't within 10 yards of the receiver.
Yeah, I mean, that reminded me of a play in Rifle a few years ago, 4 years ago, where a kid named Andy Johnson was about 30 yards wide open. Luckily, the good thing is that maybe history will repeat itself, because Brush won that game. Now the extra point, and it's going to be a fake. They'll go for two. The throw into the end zone is dropped. Dropped by Bryant, defended by Deal and Ferrancini, as Jake Walker, the quarterback, who was also the holder, threw it towards the right side of the end zone. Incomplete. 10:24 to go, second quarter. Lamar 12, Brush 7. This is AM 1010 KSIR. John Beltran, Dave Uhrig back from Savage Stadium in Lamar, where the Beat Diggers' lead lasted only 10 seconds. A 43-yard pass from Jake Walker to the unbelievably wide-open Angelo Valdez. Two-point conversion was no good. And now the short kickoff towards the sideline is dropped by Briggs. The football is loose, but he falls on it at the 34-yard line. He was running with so much momentum as he was trying to catch the football. Luckily, the ball didn't get too far away. And the Beat Diggers start off in pretty decent field position, Dave, and they've got to get that momentum back, because when you gain momentum and lose it at the snap of a finger, it can really deflate a team.
You bet. Sometimes that's worse than just losing momentum to begin with. You kind of bust your hump to score after a long drive, and then all of a sudden just in one play to give up a touchdown. That can just kill you. So it's really important Brush establishes the running game here again, and stay patient, don't lose faith, and just keep pounding the ball.
1st and 10, Beat Diggers from their own 34-yard line, trailing 12-7. The backs are split. Gutierrez in motion to the left. The pitch right to Briggs. Tries to swing it to the outside. Got a hold of the 40. Flag is down. Right sideline 45. Knocked out of bounds across midfield to the 49-yard line. It would be a gain of 17, but I believe it's going to be coming back.
You bet. That official threw the flag right over here at our flanker, who was making the block, trying to seal that off on the inside, and it's a hold when the official throws the flag and hits you right in the head with it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, very much like Orlando Brown of the Cleveland Browns, who not only got hit in the helmet, but in the eye socket, which cost him his career. Now this football is going to go back inside the 30-yard line. Matter of fact, it probably will go back to the 24 if it's from the line of scrimmage, unless the holding occurred a little bit downfield, which it did. So it will amount to an 8-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st down and 18 for Brush. And no reason to think here that the Beat Diggers are going to go air. They still can run the football. They've been able to rattle off 5, 6, 7 yards on many of these running plays from the 26-yard line. The quarterback, Joe Ginther, in motion to the left is Samples. Play action, throw over the middle. Complete to Finley at the 43-yard line, short of a first down, but it's a gain of 17. The tackle was made by Jesus Fernandez, the freshman.
You bet. And what a nice pattern. Well, it really wasn't even a pattern. It was just a slant pattern that Finley ran, and the Lamar defender was so far off and gave him such a big cushion. He was wide open, and I'll tell you what, that's tough when you're a quarterback and a guy's that wide open right in front of you to throw it in there,
and he didn't have to did it. Exactly. He didn't have to throw it high or low because, like you said, he had position on him. It's kind of like a guy getting a rebound in basketball. 2nd down and 1. Rush from their own 43-yard line. The back's now in an eye. The deep back is Briggs. In front of him is Hepner. The handoff to Briggs, right side. Now swings it to the outside of the 45. First down to the 50. Slips a tackle at the 45. Down the sideline to the 40. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 35 to about the 32. But another big gainer, 24 yards for Shiloh Briggs. And now the Diggers are regaining that momentum that they had just lost a second ago.
You bet. And Shiloh just showed what great athletic ability he has, and I want everybody to know at home, this field's slick. You know, when kids stop, you know, their feet are flying out from underneath them, but Shiloh, right there, he was able to stop. A bunch of Lamar guys just ran right past him, and then he took off running down the field again for just a huge 24-yard gain.
Yeah, they've given him an extra yard to the 31, so officially it'll go down as a 25-yard pickup for Shiloh Briggs, and if he can gain over 100 yards in this game, and even Hepner get close to that, that should equal a beat Digger victory, but again, the defense has to do their job. 1st and 10 for the 31 of Lamar. Gutierrez in motion to the right. The inside handoff to Hepner. He bowls his way across the 25 to the 24. It's a gain of 7, a late fumble there, but they say that the play was dead as J.R. Finley fell on it anyway. They might not give him the 24. Let's see where the spot is. Nonetheless, it's a nice pickup for Nate Hepner. They'll give him the 24. We'll call it that gain of 7. 2nd down and 3, and now a very good situation for the Brush offense.
You bet, and just like you were saying earlier, the ability to run the ball, you know, is going to win championships in high school football, and Hepner's already got 44 yards on 9 carries. Ginther's got 59 yards on 7.
Samples in motion to the right. The Diggers down by 5. Pitch left to Briggs. Tries to get a block, and he swings it to the outside, but he's down at the 22-yard line, as he had some daylight but could not complete the deal. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 1, and that was a perfect example, Dave, of the condition of this field, because I have a feeling that he wasn't tripped up at all.
Yeah, he slipped a little bit there, and you know what's bad is Josh Steele, the tackle, pulled out here on that play, and it was his job to make that block, but he was surprised that Shiloh ran past the first guy, so he didn't bother blocking the second guy, and it was the second guy that made the tackle.
3rd down and 1. The Beat Diggers at the Lamar 22 with 8:05 to go in the second quarter. In motion to the left is Bobby Gutierrez, the quarterback keeper by Ginther. 1st down to the 20 as he went behind the right guard. The tackle was made by Tyrell Woodward, but not before the Beat Diggers pick up another 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Lamar had to, you know, they had both or 2 of their 4 linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, and then they brought the other 2 right up there over center. I'll tell you what, the Brush coach is going to get a hold of that here in a second, pitch the ball outside, and it's going to be gone.
When it works every time, why do something different? Mix it up a little bit like they've been doing, and I'm very impressed by the way that Ginther fakes and then gives that inside handoff. It seems that Lamar defense gets sucked in by that every time. 1st and 10 for the 20. Pitch right to Briggs, looking for a block. Gets 1 block, but not a second, and he's down at the 19. Upended over there. A nice tackle by Woodward. Alexi Kelly around the football. Only a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9. And, Dave, I guess when you pitch it to the outside, the blocking maybe has to be a little bit more there, and you have to hold your blocks a little bit longer because, after all, you're using more of the field.
Right, and, you know, Shiloh right there made the right decision. You know, the outside was covered. He had to cut it up the middle, and Lamar just had people there to make the tackle. What they're doing is they moved their outside linebackers out wider.
2nd down and 9. In motion to the right is Gutierrez for the 19. An inside handoff to Hepner. Dives to the 15-yard line. That's one of the shorter gains for Hepner. Still a pretty good one. Travis Hall, the 6-foot, 185-pound junior linebacker, holds Hepner to a gain of 4. But 3rd down and 5 in a very manageable situation.
And all Brush did right there was they just ran it right behind their tackles. And the reason that's so wide open is because, like we said before, they're moving their outside linebackers out a little bit wider to stop the outside game, and that's going to open up the inside off-tackle game.
The Beat Diggers have held the football for almost 4 minutes, trailing 12-7 in the second quarter. Ginther play action, rolling to his right, looking middle, throwing complete. First down to Samples at the 5, touchdown as he gets into the end zone. Ginther to Samples, a touchdown from 16 yards away, and the Diggers are back in the lead at 13-12.
I'll tell you what, that's real exciting, Judd, considering Brush's game is not throwing the ball. And the offensive line of Brush is doing a great job. Ginther's got all day to throw the ball. He's standing up real tall in the pocket, taking his time. Samples comes open, he throws it in there, and then Neal made sure he had the catch and just ran real hard for the touchdown.
Yep, officially a 15-yard pass play. Let's correct that. 15 yards from Ginther to Samples, but boy, a beautiful pass. Ginther will hold for Shiloh Briggs. This is an important extra point. The Diggers do lead by 1. He's going to fake it. Ginther's going to roll to his right, looking for a receiver. He's got nobody out there. Now wants to run the football, and he breaks a couple of tackles, and he's driving towards the goal line, but well short. Knocked out of bounds at around the 2-yard line, and not necessarily a bad play because the Beat Diggers are still in the lead anyway. They would have gone up by 2 with the extra point. Nonetheless, 13-12 Brush, 6:19 to go in the opening half. This is KSIR. 8 plays, 66 yards in 4 minutes and 3 seconds. And there's the kickoff to Valdez, who will hand it off on the right side of Lucero at the 23. And there's a fumble as he stripped. Ball is loose and picked up by the Beat Diggers. Down to the 18-yard line. The rush is a special teamer, Anthony Hurt. Dave, a huge play. I didn't see who stripped him there, but Lucero on the reverse was stripped, and Anthony Hurt recovered the football and ran it back 6 yards to the 17-yard line, and we were apprehensive a little bit about the defense. They hadn't stopped Lamar in this game, but special teams took care of it right there.
You bet. That was huge. What happens is Lamar runs a little reverse in their backfield. They like to, if Valdez catches the ball, they cross back there, and then he handed the ball over there to Lucero, and Lucero took off running. I don't think he ever had real good control of the ball, and then alertly Brush picked it up and ran it down there. 1st and 10
for the 17. Gutierrez in motion to the right, hand off Hefner to the right side, back towards the middle, and he's so strong that he was hit at the 14, but gets to around the 12. We'll give him a gain of 5, tackled there by Tyrell Woodward. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go, as we'll give him the 12.5-yard line.
John, with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game, Brush is just going to be content to just run 3-4 yards a pop and just try to eat this second quarter time off the clock.
J.R. Finley, the receiver to the right. 2 men in the backfield, Hefner and Briggs on 2nd down and 5. The counter play to Briggs. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and driven down to the ground by Joe Herrera, the 6-foot, 250-pound senior. It's a loss of 2, but it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the 14. And Dave, just one of the very few plays that the Beat Diggers were not successful on.
Yeah, they just ran that little crossbuck. For any of those Diggers that are at home, that was a 43. So what they do is they fake it to the fullback, and then they hand it to the halfback coming back the other way, and Lamar just wasn't fooled by it.
I'm glad you explained that to our listeners, because I knew the crossbuck. Not. But anyway, here we go. 3rd down and 7 for the 14. Beat Diggers at the Lamar side of the football field. Ginther, play action, rolling to his right, looking for a block from Briggs, gets it, still rolling, flag is down, throws on the run in the end zone, incomplete, knocked away at the goal line by Walker, and that threw the ball off the pattern. Neal Samples was wide open, and let's check out the flag, and let's see who that was against. And they're going to say illegal procedure against Brush, according to Ginther, that is. Let's see, it's illegal motion against Brush, and I would think here you decline the penalty and force Brush here to go for it. Obviously, they're not going to try a field goal in this situation with 4:51 to go. Or do they have to take the penalty because it occurred before the play? I don't get it, because the referee is starting to walk beyond. Let's see what they do here. I would think that's a penalty that you decline.
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised that they let the play even happen. If the motion occurred before the snap, I'm surprised that they even let the kids play that one out.